The statistic shows that for every 5 carpenters, electricians, plumbers retiring this year, there's only one person to take their place. So what do we do? You know what? There are organizations and businesses out there trying to employ autistic individuals. And it really takes companies and organizations like the one I'm getting ready to have on that help with that, like real training, real people, real jobs. Please welcome to the show, Becky Mershon, VP of Operations at TACT. Hi, Becky. How you doing?
Hi, Tina. Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for being on. Tell our viewers and our listeners, what does TACT stand for and how did it come to be?
TACT stands for Teaching the Autism Community Trades. So we teach trade and technical skills to individuals with autism. And it started way back in 2016. Danny Combs and I both have children on the spectrum, and we were looking for something that was empowering and encouraging. And Danny has a lot of experience in the trades and realized that his son, who at the time wasn't that verbal, could build things, three-dimensional items, pretty well for his age, and decided to merge the two. And so that's kind of how it was born.
What kinds of trades do you have there at TACT?
So we have auto mechanics, carpentry, culinary, electrical, welding, technology. In the technology space, we have cybersecurity, and then something we call tech for trades, which is like CAD design, lasers, also like robotics and 3D modeling and things like that.
So kids come, well, I shouldn't say kids, young adults come to school there. Is it like a campus type feel, or do they go home every day?
That's a great question. So it is like a typical, there are multiple programs, but our main program runs like a typical academic calendar. So it's semester-based programming. There is not on-site housing. It is people come here for the day for their training, and then they return home after their training. It runs very similar to most career technical education schools, where they're not here every day. They may come 1 to 3 days a week, just focused on what it is they're interested in and on their employment goals. But we also have another program.
Oh, what is that?
That does have younger kids. So that instructs as young as 7. That's called our workshop program. And it's really more introductory, exploratory. There's summer camps, there's after-school classes, there's mobile programming where we even bring our program to different schools and organizations. And so that serves a lot of individuals, almost 1,000 individuals a year, but it might just be more for not necessarily career focused. It's really more for the exploration and the introduction to the trades.
So with, coming to campus, learning these trades, there's got to be a cost involved. And I know a lot of parents are probably sitting there going, oh my gosh, you know what? He does have a knack for plumbing, or she does have a knack for welding. How much does it cost the average student to come, and how long does it take them to finish?
So great questions. So the cost to us is $6,500 a semester, but we have various ways of getting that covered. We have grants, we have scholarships, we work with Medicaid and also Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, or Voc Rehab. There are multiple ways. In fact, 98% of individuals in our career track program don't pay out of pocket. We help them find sources of funding. And then how long people are there, it's very different from what most people experience. It's a competency-based program, so it's not a time-based program. So I can't tell you how long your individual client will be here until, we have them here and we can assess and we can just see what skills they're coming in with, what their career goals are. For some people, it could just be like a semester if they come in with skills and they just need help finding that job.
Yeah, what is that job placement rate? Once they're graduated, once they have that skill and they go on, like, what are we thinking? 89, 90%? Like, what? Because this is big for parents. Parents are going to be all over this.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're parents, and so we really built this from a parent perspective. Most of what we had done was, a therapist perspective, which is great and definitely has a place for it. But as parents, there's a different kind of perspective, and maybe sometimes similar goals, sometimes a little different. But our placement rate currently is 83% of people in our career track program are placed into competitive integrated employment when they graduate. And so for us, graduation is a job. And then we also provide that on-site job coaching, job support. We help them with the job development, so help them find the job. And then we actually provide on-site job coaching. A lot of job coaching nowadays is done virtually or off when they're not on the job. We are actually on the job, interacting with the managers, interacting with the supervisors, and also the client to ensure that that communication is working out, because that is what we have found is the biggest kind of issue with maintaining employment once you have it, is the communication piece. And that is something that our clients can struggle with, only because they communicate differently. And so that's been I think our biggest kind of like magic pill has been being that on-site job coaching has been really big for our clients as far as job maintenance goes.
With me today, Becky Mershon. She's the VP of Operations at TACT in Denver, Colorado. When we get back, we're going to find out a little bit more about those workshop programs and how you can get involved. Stay with me.
Don's Tree Service is awesome.
Love Don's Tree Service. They've come out for a giant oak tree removal, another for some debris removal.
One thing I really appreciated about Don's Tree Service, they come, they take those trees down, and they take everything away.
For a free estimate, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-TREE, or find them online at donstree.com.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, the lovely Becky Mershon. I love what you and your husband have built out there in Denver from TACT. And, you know, I would be remiss not to mention Mike Rowe, who came out there and did a beautiful show on you guys. And something I learned in that show was that for every 5 plumbers, for every 5 electricians, for every 5 carpenters that are retiring this year, there's really only one person to replace that person in the field. And so having TACT is like a no-brainer, right? Because a lot of our autistic young adults like to work either alone or maybe alongside one partner for support. So everything that you're teaching there just makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Mike Rowe's been a huge supporter of ours when we've been so blessed with that. But yeah, I mean, we have everyone who finally, especially when you come here and you see it, people get it right away and they say, oh my gosh, like, how did someone not think of this before? Because it does kind of seem like a perfect fit. And so obviously it's not for everybody who has autism, just like, you know, there's nothing for everybody. But it is for a certain amount of people who really truly have this skill and love to build and love to create things and can follow instructions very well, like blueprints. And so we've been really successful, and we've had a lot of support from community and, you know, micro too.
So you've had the workshop program for the littler ones, like from 7 on up. And then you have like a teen training program, right? You had mentioned?
Yeah. So that's how we got started, was just the workshop program. Our kids were younger when we started this, and we weren't really thinking employment, to be honest. We didn't know the employment statistics. They were like 7 and 9 when this started, so we weren't really thinking that way. And then it just started as something fun for our clients to do, something that was empowering, something they could like come and they could make a little, almost like, you know, sometimes we would make these little projects, but they would have them as their trophies, and we'd make a ukulele, and it was just something that they could do that was specific to them, that, you know, was empowering and made them feel good about themselves. And so it was very strengths-based, not necessarily deficit-based. And, you know, a lot of what our clients experience, and again, therapy is wonderful. We have therapists on site here too, but that is very deficit-based. And what we really wanted to create was something strength-based. And because a lot of our clients don't get that opportunity. And so it was just really exciting. So that's how we started. And then we realized that there really is this need for employment. And so we opened a school, an official school, I think like a year and a half into us starting TACT.
I believe parents all over the country are like, can you just get a bigger campus so that you can build a dormitory so we can send our kids there?
I know. We have a lot of wish list.
I was going to say, is that in maybe the future plans for TACT?
I mean, if we have a space for it, I mean, it wouldn't be at our current space, but if there's no room there, but if there was an offering of a space that would be perfect for that, that's certainly not out of, you know, our dreamland, but it takes a lot of work to make this happen. You know, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, as I say, but it's also been just really wonderful for our community. So the more support we can get, the more people that we know that we can invite to help build this up and keep it going, the better.
And speaking of building it up and keeping it going, how do you have any fundraisers, galas? What's coming up? What's ahead?
Yeah, so we have our big gala coming up October 24th. It's going to be at the Denver Aquarium. Right now, we're only located in Colorado, but it's going to be for everybody, and kids 7 and under can come for free. It's very family friendly. And it's just going to be really fun. So you can look on our website to find out more about that.
I love that. And speaking of website, how can people get in touch? Because I know that there are people right now thinking, I want to bring this to my community where I live. I also might think about going to Denver for a vacation and putting my child in one of those summer camps. Like, how can people find you?
Yeah, so go to our website. It's buildwithtact.org, and all the information should be on there. Summer camps, we have people come in from even internationally for summer camps. We've had people come. So it's really fun. They're just day camps, so they aren't overnight camps yet. So we don't have that space, but they are day camps.
Sure.
They're really fun. And there's also some funding available for those sometimes too.
I just love what you guys are doing out there. And also I would be remiss if we didn't mention one little quick thing. Now that your husband has transitioned, can you please tell everyone the role that he's transitioned to that is making you kind of step up even more at TACT?
Yeah, put more on my plate. I love it. No. So he got the opportunity to work for a new office that was created by our governor here in Colorado called the Colorado Disability Opportunity Office. There's a few of them that exist across the state, across the nation. I think there's one in New York and maybe another state, but just opened up last year. And so he is spearheading that office. And so, yeah, it's been great for the disability community in general, especially here in Colorado.
I love that because he gets it. You get it. Everybody, that's working there gets it. And I do appreciate you, Becky, for being on the show and bringing to light everything great that's happening out at TACT in Denver.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Let's say right now you have a son or daughter, maybe in the teenage years, that loves to tinker and build things. TACT might be in their future. And don't rule it out. We could be bringing one right here to home. And wherever you live, you can call Becky. You can get in touch with buildwithtact.org and find out ways to bring this kind of curriculum, expertise, and really move the needle forward where you're living with young adults on the spectrum. Everybody deserves to work. I know all of the young adults that I work with who don't have jobs are so eager and willing and wanting to get that job. It's a shame that we don't have something like that here, although I know somebody that's trying to bring it here, and we'll feature them on an upcoming episode of Life with the Spectrum. Until then, make sure you're getting in touch with TACT in Denver. It's a great trip out west, and certainly with summer camps and day camps, and then, of course, the actual full-blown curriculum if you are moving out that way. It's worth getting in touch with buildwithtact.org. All right. Thanks again for checking out Life with the Spectrum. Like, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe. Grab it as a podcast wherever you grab your podcast. And until next week, we live life with the spectrum. See ya.